Yo, it's your boy Chaotic One, and I am back with another one. Today we reacting to Camron telling the truth about the industry, this wicked industry, this wicked music industry, and what labels really want from artists. This is that behind the music real talk that's been missing from the game. And you already know when Camron speaks, it's facts. Let's get into it.
What do or did you hate about the music industry?
What did I hate? We gotta ask the question again.
I said, what did or do you hate about the music industry? Even
What,
from then till now. It don't matter.
damn, that's a great question. I never really hated the music industry, to be totally honest with you. Because anything in the early days when you sit there and say, look, they were jerking rappers and wasn't giving them their royalties, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You signed the contract. You did the deal. So you know how you hear old rappers like, yo, man, I ain't get my royalties. They ain't pay me to do this. They ain't pay me to do that. Da 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 da. So some rappers would be like, yo, and don't get me wrong, I still go collect royalties and check up on my shit, whether it's with Sony or Def Jam or anything else. So you got rappers who be like, yo, that's fucked up. There's robbing niggas. And they was getting over on niggas. You right. Not you, just people who say that in general. That's why Jay-Z came up with that line, I'm getting back for what they did to the Cold Crush. People, I used that line in one of my captions on social media. And somebody's like, Kim, that's a Jay-Z line you're using. That's a Jay-Z line you use. And I'm like, duh, no. But do y'all get what he's saying? Some people just hear the music and don't understand where somebody's saying something, where they're coming from when they say it. So for the ignorant niggas that was in my comments saying, Kim, you just quoting Jay-Z. What Jay-Z meant was he's getting the money back that he's making at the time he made that song for the older generation before him robbing the artists that were up and coming. And one of the groups were the Cold Crush brothers.
Yeah, that's facts right there. Cam got a lot of good points, and I think he's gonna elaborate a little bit more. But when you getting them deals, cause I'm from the music industry, I've been in it 30 plus years, more behind the scenes now. But yeah, man, one thing you cannot blame anybody for is when you sign them contracts and don't get a lawyer or to get somebody to look over the contract. Yeah, you're making a big mistake because some people are ready to sell their souls and do anything to make it. And I know a lot of people first-handed that didn't sign contracts. And they lived to regret that. But we're going to get back into it. Let's do this.
So that was what he was talking about when I quoted him in one of my captions. But you sign them contracts. So you got a lot of people who will be like, yo, nah, niggas robbing us. This is true. They was getting over a lot. But the same record execs that you mad, if it wasn't a 360 deal, the same record execs you mad, they can't get money when you go do a show. When you go out on the weekends and make money on the weekends and doing your show, it trickles down every way possible to get money. When you going to do merch and make your own shirts and everything, they don't get money from the merch. They pushing you to make you a superstar. It's your job to branch off and do something else to make sure the money comes in. Now, as time goes along, and we get more technology, so to speak. Even before the technology, my personal opinion, you had people getting joint venture deals. Joint venture deals are 50-50 deals. So you got joint venture deals 50-50, but then you had Master P come in, and Master P was getting like 80%. The Cash Money came in, and they was getting 80%. And this is all before the internet, because they were in territories like New Orleans where they put up their money, so on and so forth. Rockefeller too, even though they had a joint venture in the beginning. Their own personal money and saying, we don't want the record company's money. We're going to use our money and let the record company chase us later.
And see, that is a jewel all day long. If anybody knows me, knows that has always been my motto when it came to music, entertainment, or anything else. I always believe in making yourself hot and then let them come. Because then when they come to you, you can negotiate based off your terms because you really don't need them. And that's what I've always stressed. Ask my boy Zilla. For real. But yeah, that's a jewel right there. But we're going to continue. Let's get into it.
And if you didn't have your own money to start your own label, you had to deal with what the record company gave you at that time. But they're pushing you to be a superstar, so they're going to collect the majority of the money at the time. And it's your job to figure out how to sustain money, budget your money, or spin off into doing something else. Nowadays, it shouldn't be nothing really to be mad about because it's so much technology. You don't need a record company. You know how many people come up to me and be like, yo, Kim, I want a deal. I want to get a deal. I want to get the deal. All these record companies now it's look at metrics and your analytics. And they say, how many YouTube views do you have? How many Facebook friends do you have? How many Twitter followers? How many Instagram followers? Snapchat followers? TikTok followers? They have a metric system. So if you don't have a lot of views on YouTube, or you don't have a lot of followers or a lot of friends on Facebook, etc., they don't want to fuck with you because now all they're going to do is go to your numbers. But if you got big numbers, they going to fuck with you. But then if you figured out how to monetize your music, you may not even need them. God bless the day. I seen an interview, and I'm just speaking from somebody underneath me, and not underneath me in a bad way. I'm talking about later on doing music. So when I say somebody who came on later in life that was successful doing music, I seen an interview with Young Dolph, God bless the dead, saying he turned down $22 million because a record company offered him that, but he figured out how to monetize his own music to where he could turn down that money and say, I'm making $15, $16 million a year. I'm just estimating. I don't know how much he was making.
Yeah. That's another fact. That's one thing I like about Cam's videos and when I get to react to him, because he drops a lot of jewels, man. Great storyteller. You know what I mean? Big props to him, but he is exactly right. You know, I have made a lot of money in this industry. Now, I ain't made millions. I'm not going to sit up here and cap like, you know, I just made millions of dollars in the industry, but I have made hundreds of thousands over the span of the music industry. And one thing that I learned first going into it is to make sure that all your paperwork, all your music is registered and everything. And I had that ideology back before, you know, we had all of this technology. I was already on making sure my music was copyright, not just ghetto copyright. I'm talking about through the DC Congress, making sure my royalties was right, making sure publishing was good, making sure my songwriting was good. And I if you want to be an artist, same thing, man. Make sure you write. That way you get your royalties later. But let's continue, man. We're going to finish this out, and then I'm going to come at the end and give my little, you know, sign off. All right? Let's get back into it.
They only give me a number 5. I can figure out how to make that other 5 back. I remember, God bless the dead, another rapper, Mac Miller. That was my man too. And he like, yo, a record company want to sign me, Cam, for $10 million. I'm like, yo, I'm going on tour right now. I'm gonna make $7 million when I get off tour. Why would I sign to a record company for $10 million? He said, only way I'm gonna sign with a record company is they give me the Michael Jackson deal. Give me $50 million, I'll think about it. He said, this in my house, in my studio, in my house. So people who get mad about certain things, they just haven't figured out where they need to be. So me personally, I can't get mad about anything. When I sit there and think about my first deal with Entertainment, shout out to my man Lance Rivera, Jacob York, they gave me an opportunity to hopefully become a superstar. That was on me to deliver the music. It was on them to market it and promote it, do it the right way. We Gotta Go album. Next album. On Epic Records, I don't feel they knew how to market my music or push my music the right way, so I got out of there. Then when I got the Rockefeller with Dame and Biggs and Jay-Z and them, they were in the culture. They were already successful, so they knew how to market my music. What did I do? Now I know that I'm with somebody who's successful, who knows how to market music, who knows how to promote it. Great. I know all my job is to make the music, but my next thing is start my label. Bring my niggas on. Let's start the Diplomats. Yo, let's get the clothing line going. Because Cam is going to be all right if Cam keep doing what he doing. Now I have to bring it into the next forefront because Cam ain't going to be rapping forever. That wasn't what I want to do forever. What I want to do is bring my niggas in, let them get popping, and I could fall back and start doing other shit and make money with them niggas. I've never really been mad at it. It's just me personally. I just figured out ways how to spin it when it seems like the music industry is doing fuck shit. You can't blame nothing on nobody once you sign that paperwork.
And those are facts, man. Big shout out to Camron telling the real about this music industry. and what the labels expect from these artists. You know, Camron drops a lot of jewels. And if you agree with him, if you can even relate in any kind of way, leave it down in the comment section, man. Let's talk about it. I'm going to be replying to everybody's comment. I've definitely been in the music industry over 30 years, like I said, man, and everything that he said is actually right. I learned in the beginning to spin everything. We started a radio station. We did all kinds of stuff, not just the music. We made things happen for ourselves. And you should too if you're an artist, whether singer, rapper, pop, R&B, rock, whatever the case. But yo, it's your boy Kaotic One. This is KMHP TV YouTube channel. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like and share. Let the algorithm know we rocking out. And if you like this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we appreciate you right here. And also, make sure you tap into another one of our videos that's going to pop up on the screen, probably like right about here. Till the next time, peace.